Hi everyone, Juan Finance here, and in this video we're going to cover our stock trading strategy review for our transaction last week, or as of September 14, 2020. Okay, so here we have our recent portfolio. We only have two stocks remaining in our portfolio. We have AREIT and we have RCI. So again, these companies, they have very good fundamentals. For AREIT, our strategy is buy and hold because it's um, a REIT company with a consistent dividend payout, even though it's a common stock. So for RCI, it's still trading below its book value. Market cap versus enterprise value, it's still undervalued at 2 pesos per share way back 2019, and now it's trading around 1.5 or even below 1.5 pesos per share. So for our A-REIT, actually, we are going to receive our first set of dividends September 15th. So it's going to be tomorrow because the date of this review is actually September 14th. So for our comparative portfolio summary, looking at our September 4 and versus our current September 14 portfolio. So if you're going to look at September 4, we have 5 stocks in our portfolio, and only DNL was actually performing at the positive territory that time at 6.24. But now we have here A-REIT is still negative, a negative 3.37%. So our average was around 26, and um, we have here the last price trading at 25.65. Now for RCI, we were able to identify some opportunities for cost averaging. So that's why if you're going to look at here in September 4, our average cost was actually 1.17, but in our September 14 portfolio we have here, it's down to 1.1421. Okay, so our um, gains or unrealized gains is at around 4.30%. So here we have the chart for AREIT. It's still moving sideways and it has difficulties breaching this area here of, the range of support and resistance is around 25 to 25.80. So we would still expect that the stock would trade sideways and would wait for a catalyst, but our target price for this stock for 1 year, it's going to be around 28. Okay, so we're still very optimistic for this um, company, so we just have to buy and hold. So for RCI, we have here, it's still moving downtrend, but we saw last week that the stock was actually trading above the 52-day EMA, but we were able to hold our position because we saw that this volume here is not enough or sufficient to support the price trend. So we're actually looking at this area here, additional 4% upside before taking profit. So for our trade summary, we were able to unload DNL, BDO, and Ali last time. And these are the corresponding selling price that we posted. So first for Ali, we actually bought this one at 28.03, and then we were able to sell it to around 29.50. So we're actually looking at this price here. Okay, but we saw that this candle here actually pushed to the upside, but the next opening candle, because we only have 4 candles in a day trading because of the shortened trading hours of PSE. And if you're going to look at here, this candle actually opened lower than this candle. So we were actually looking at a potential downside, and also the volume that time was not able to breach the average, and it was on a downward direction. So we were able to unload it at this point here, 29.50. But if you're going to look at, the stock was able to rebound, okay, from this support here, and actually tested around here. So we actually missed that opportunity. I think that's still around 4 or 5% upside. But for this transaction, we were able to capitalize 5.24%. So for the daily chart of Ali, we also well, we were actually considering this area here when we saw that it's actually having difficulties breaching this RSI. So that was the main reason why we actually sold that one at 29.50. So for BDO, we actually bought this stock at 86.96. And the declaration of dividend was way back September 1. Okay, so the ex-dividend date here is September 10. So the main factor here that we were able to sell it at 90.50 is that this position or candle position here. So this candle actually opened, okay, lower than the opening of this candle here. So again, this is an hourly chart. And then also, if we are going to look at the volume here, it has a decreasing direction. So we were actually thinking that, most of the traders here after this, after this rally here, investors, traders trying to go after with the dividends or dividend playing, we were actually looking at this as a signal of a downtrend, reversal up to the ex-dividend date, but it turned out that it's actually a false signal. And right after testing the support, it was able to rebound again for another 5%. So again, we missed that opportunity riding on that upside, but in this particular transaction, we were able to capitalize 4.07%. And looking at the daily chart, so the candle here was actually trying to, or is actually failing to breach the upper band here. And we also saw that there's a convergence happening here in the MACD, looking at the signal and the trend line, and also a downward direction for the RSI. So that's the main reason why we were able to unload BDO stock at 90.50. So for our last trade last week, we have DNL. We bought that one at 4.67 and we were able to sell that at 5.40. So we saw here two massive uptrend from this point here. We have a very long candle here, and from this point again to that point there. So we were not able to sell it at 5.70. That's an opportunity loss for us. But when we're actually looking at the daily chart, it was able to, you know, hover around the oversold volume for the RSI, and for the MACD, okay, it was able to I was able to spot this one, the weakening of the histogram. So it's actually a sign of a future convergence downward. So the volume was also trying to give us a signal that it's not going to hold that, upper band testing. So we decided to unload it at this point here. So that's around 5.40, and we were able to capitalize 15.63%. So that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope that you learned something. Please do like the video, and if you want others to understand, kindly share this video. And if you need to know more, kindly subscribe so you won't miss any future videos that we're going to make. Thanks for dropping by.